Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Morning Coffee. I have my coffee locked and loaded, ready to go, and we have some very important news to go over. So yeah, let's discuss them. We are going to talk today about obviously another Bitcoin pattern, but we are also going over PayPal making a move in the crypto industry, betting on crypto. Cathie Wood being bullish. We are going to listen to 1 to 2 minutes from Cathie Wood, and then we are going to talk about Vivi because there's a lot of stuff around Vivi, like whales buying 3,500 collectibles. We are going to talk about Yoda FA on Cryptoys, or maybe not. Who knows? So all of that we are going to discuss right after the intro. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. I hope you're doing fine. I hope you have a coffee in hand if you're living in one of the countries where it's morning right now. And guys, please do me the favor, smash up the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. And I want to quickly thank here my rare hodlers, the ones that are subscribed to this channel. And we have a new member here of the fam. We have Adam here on the bottom with the number 18, minute number 18 coming in. So Adam is our newest channel member. Welcome to the fam, Adam. Thank you so much for subscribing. I really appreciate that. And yeah, guys, as you know, some are asking what are the perks. The perks are not there yet. This is mainly to if you want to support the channel in this way, and the biggest perk is that I don't take channel memberships, not channel memberships, how is it called, channel sponsorships, where I do some nasty ad breaks in between where I talk and shill any shitty projects. That all we don't do. So that's the reason why I have this little membership. There's only one stage for now. Maybe there will be more stages in the future. But anyways, doesn't matter. Guys, please do your own research before you April DJ into Ekomi, Vivi, Bitcoin and whatever. And we should go on, or we should go and jump into the news, because obviously that's the most important. We have Cat Lego, the dude here. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So, I think my my setup is a little bit broken here. So there we go. Anyways, sorry about that. Okay, there we go. So we have big news, and that is that PayPal bets on crypto, not Cryptoys, on crypto future with US dollar backed stablecoin. So PayPal is rolling out its first stablecoin as it attempts to capitalize on the emerging potential of US dollar backed digital tokens for consumer payments. The stablecoin PayPal USD is fully backed by the US dollar and is designed to reduce friction. The problem is that the US dollar is not backed by anything. So yeah, you know what that means. That means also this one is going to be as much inflated as the rest, obviously, as it is a stablecoin pegged to the US dollar. For payments within virtual spaces and provide faster, cheaper transfer of money across borders. So payments within virtual spaces. We also know that Elon Musk is planning to raise X to a level where it is becoming a crypto haven, a transactional provider for all investment transactions and so on. So the everything app and so on. We heard that maybe PayPal is getting ready to be a provider here for X as well. I mean, considering the history that Elon Musk has with PayPal, it would not be out of the cards. So for now, the use case for the new token appears limited to crypto-related and other Web3 applications, but PayPal is betting on the future in which digital currency is more mainstream and merchants may request payment in stablecoins to avoid credit card processing fees. Yeah, and also some countries just getting rid of other payment methods altogether, which is possible, and then basically to have full transparency on what people are buying and doing if they are not using obviously Bitcoin. Oh my god, coffee, so good. Similarly, crypto holders can send money instantly across borders without incurring remittance fees charging by banks. Now, I'm not going to go much deeper into this, but what I've seen yesterday is that people were throwing code around Twitter, claiming that there are also features in where basically PayPal can just delete your assets and even erase your account and so on. So apparently this is at least sounds like a security gap. The second one here is this one from Cathie Wood. If the SEC approves a spot Bitcoin ETF, it will approve more than one, Cathie Wood says here. And we're going to listen to this together. And I will mute myself. In the process, this is only 2 minutes long, but let's go right into it.
Race a little bit. The first important deadline coming up is August 13th, where the ARC filing, the SEC is either going to delay it, which we think they'll probably delay it, and then BlackRock is later. You filed before BlackRock, but BlackRock came in with the surveillance sharing agreement with Coinbase. That was novel, right? Now we're looking in the future, there's talk of a common clock where the SEC could approve a bunch of ETFs at once, putting you on a level playing field with BlackRock and others. What's your take on how this will play out, given you filed earlier?
I think you're probably right that August 13th will come and go, and I think the SEC, if it's going to approve a Bitcoin ETF, will approve more than one at once. So then, again, because most of these essentially will be the same, and it will come down to marketing, communicating the message. You know, we've been putting out our Bitcoin monthly for the last year. We are now starting a Bitcoin brainstorming session. Our first one we launched last Thursday. So we're trying to get the word out there that our research is deep. And we've been doing it since 2015 when we gained our first exposure to GBTC. We were the first public asset manager to gain exposure to Bitcoin at all in 2015.
That's exactly where I want to go. The Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, known by its ticker GBTC. If you look at ARKW, for example, your ARK Next Generation Internet ETF, right now I see GBTC as the third largest holding. If we are in a situation where the SEC does give its blessing for a spot Bitcoin ETF, would you plan to sell out of GBTC and buy one of these physically backed funds?
I cannot talk about what we would and would not do. And in fact, our compliance team is, giving us marching orders not to talk very much about this filing and its aftermath at all. So just the fact that we filed with our partner 21 shares is as far as I can go.
Okay, so I think we had two interesting takes and ideas in this one, and obviously the first one is that Cathie Wood believes that if one Bitcoin ETF is being approved, then the others will come with it directly, probably several at the same time. So you can imagine the boom that this is causing or will cause in the Bitcoin price if several start acting also more or less in the same second, and then also people hearing about. So just imagine the news headline: SEC approves Bitcoin, BlackRock Bitcoin ETF, also Valkyrie, ARK Invest, Fidelity, and so on. So that would be like several big banger news at the same time, and I think that would initiate a parabolic move in the Bitcoin price if that would really happen. The other side is obviously that they can also decline several at the same time. But the second thing here is that for now, there is this grayscale Bitcoin trust where you can not directly invest into Bitcoin, but rather you buy shares of the trust. And we have seen that this grayscale Bitcoin trust was front running the Bitcoin price in the bear market by trading at the discount of almost or more than 30% at times. And also Cathie Wood had been owning a lot of these grayscale shares. So probably they are going to sell them all off once this ETF is approved, right? But anyways, guys, 15 people here. Smash up the like button, please. Smash up the like button right now, please, because that's the most important thing for these crypto morning coffees. If you enjoy them, a little bit, smash the like button. If you don't enjoy them, if you hate them, smash the dislike button. That's at least also very good for the channel. Catlego the Dude says, it will be crazy if the SEC approves the BlackRock ETF. Not sure we will get any approved, to be honest. I think it's only a matter of time because other countries are doing it. And we know that BlackRock and others are very influential players. They even influence politics in their ways. It takes a longer time, but they can make things happen. At least that's my personal opinion. You see Australia, Canada, you see it now in Europe. There is the first spot Bitcoin ETF. So they are all going on, but they are not as big, not even close as to as big as BlackRock ETF and so on would be. Because if you go to any average broker, online broker site, the ETFs that you can choose from are Vanguard, iShares, and so on. So one of these is BlackRock. I don't remember which one, but usually they are not the other ones. Like you cannot choose directly in the list from an Australian ETF. Dark Matter Dan says, love the videos, brother. Midnight here, so I'll catch rest stream in the AM. Thanks for doing what you do. Hey, man, really appreciate that feedback. Midnight there, so have a good night's sleep so that you're awake and ready to go tomorrow. What can I say? Thanks, brother. And smash the like button. But yeah, anyways, I think this is really great news. And I think it's right on what the charts also tell us. Motili is here. Good morning to you, Motili, as well. It's right at what the charts tell us here. So you see this here, right? The first and the second and third phase of a bear and bull market. You know that in this Crypto Morning Coffee we always go over checking where we are at the moment. So as you are seeing here, in every of these markets, we had the three segments here. We had a bearish phase that we ended with the bear market bottom. We ended it here in November with the last collapse. We have our bottom. We have a prolonged pre-halving phase that is heading into the break of this, however, maybe looking trend line, but it also means that we have to come up to a certain point to fulfill this touch of the trend line that we also saw here and here. And then when we break it, we go into the parabolic phase, and that is usually after the halving, as it was already here in the previous markets. Here's another picture that reflects the same bull and bear situation. Three phases: bear market, accumulation, bull market. And in comparison to the last market, we have the same trend line that we saw here before from what was the name here, from Veve, and now this from Stock Money Lizards. But we see it that we are only half through a little bit more than half through the accumulation phase. But I think it's interesting because we have the bear phase where you want to, when you enter the bear phase, you want to sell off assets very quickly. Then you have the accumulation phase that when it starts, you want to be accumulating, right? So I will do exactly, or I'm doing exactly what is written in this phase, and that is accumulating assets. That is what I want to. Hey, Marty here in the chat, one of the channel members. So you got a new brother today, or yesterday actually, with Adam being in the fam. BTC go parabolic 1.5 million. Parabolic, yeah. I think it will go parabolic. Don't know about the 1.5 million, but it will go parabolic once again, and all of the perma bears will be wrong once again. So you know that in the bear phase I was bearish as well. I told you about when I thought it was over. Called the bottom in a little bit late, maybe in I think it was December or early January, but no matter what, this is the trajectory. Now here you also see the comparison. It looks pretty similar between. Here are also 3 stages, right? So these are all 3 stages. We are in stage 2, right somewhere at the middle. According to this, we're not so far progressed. We're not even at the middle. But we have the same stages. We have the same pattern. Once again, look at this. Where the bottom is in this line is everywhere. It's still repeating until now, until proven otherwise. It's just repeating. So we have another. Now it's August, mid of August, so let's say mid of April is the halving, so we have another 7-8 months to really accumulate, but we will see some other further upside there. For me, this accumulation phase, I will accumulate at least until the halving, and if we have something like this where it just didn't move much until in the halving, but maybe we have a front running because of so many people just loading up on assets because of that. West Coast guy says, I'm hoping BTC can hit 90 to 100,000 in the next bull run. And Crazy Dan says, I hope you had a great holiday, PH. I really had a great holiday. Was awesome. Croatia is magnificent. A beautiful coastline. Crystal clear water even when it rains, or even after raining, so that is amazing. And yeah, not to speak of the good food. I mean, we were in a region that is called Dalmatia. That's where where they make really good ham, a little bit similar to Parma ham, but it's from their region and it's so good. I ate it every day in the morning at my morning coffee. But yeah, let's quickly look at the market. How is the market behaving? Now we see that some of the altcoins have a good time, but overall we are in developments of the market caps here a little bit in the red everywhere. Like you see this here. I'll move my camera as always to the side. You see the rest behind the chat. But we see Hex. I mean, Hex is probably done, right? But and FTT is now correcting. I told you before, please don't go into this just because someone said they want to revive it. Some people obviously can make money out of trades, but the majority gets wrecked. Now, Casper's pumping once again. Casper is absolutely crazy, as we'll see when we look at the monthly. Optimism, H-bar, FX, so Bone is now in the top 100. I mean, we're seeing a little bit of what we have seen in the previous cycle, that some of the newer coins are pushing in the top 100 and other coins are dropping out of the 100, at least for the moment, right? So it will be very interesting. Also, Warby token is a little bit in the red, and Tron there, no, actually that's Chili's. But Warby is together with Tron in, let's say, in the same boat where executives have been taken into custody from Chinese police, at least allegedly, over running shell companies in China. So just that you are aware of this news. And then we have Uniswap, which is making the headlines a little bit of not being so much of a decentralized exchange. Render correcting, but Render has been pumping massively. Of all of these mega pumpers, I'm only in Render, unfortunately. But I mean, look at this. So if we look at the monthly, we have this XDC, we have Casper still running. And if you look at the year to date, we have Casper up more than 8,000%. And I think it was up at the time 15,000%, but you also see year to date is running forward, and then you see all the traditional coins are still massively in the red. Gala 60%, AVAX, and so on. So a lot of coins and projects are still down heavily. Marty says 19.8 million bitcoins have already been mined, with BlackRock, MicroStrategy, and many others scooping up all the Bitcoin. We may see Bitcoin shortage on centralized exchanges. Yes, we will. And we see constantly new exchanges popping up that also need a filled wallet to be able to capitalize and redistribute Bitcoin. So the number of exchanges is increasing. Obviously, some of the exchanges have died, but there are always new exchanges that are coming in. So yeah. You're absolutely right there. Quick look at the charts. So this is XRP. I just wanted to pull this up quickly again because it seems that the overall mega chart pattern is still in play. And this is interesting. I might be buying some more some XRP in general. I have so little XRP. I literally have like $20 of XRP or so. But we saw this pump up. And look at this. I mean, I'll put this in the weekly just so you see it. But look at this. I mean, if this isn't a massively crystal clear chart pattern for XRP, that has, let's just take a bullish target here. Let's just say this. Let's say it's going to break out here. That would put XRP to $50. Obviously, I'm not sure, man. But I mean, no. Let's just take it somewhere here, right? But even then, if you have something like this, measured move like $10 or so, is that realistic? Anyways, why? Because I mean, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, some touches, 5 touches here in this. Yeah, what is this? A symmetrical triangle, and if it breaks out to the upside, which it could, then XRP and the rest of the altcoin market would go crazy and parabolic. And maybe that's when the appeal of the SEC gets denied, because then that's it, right? Then precedence is created. So yeah, it could be. Just keep that in mind. Maybe it's good to have a minor position of XRP just to ride this one if it breaks out. I mean, we are at 60 cents, and at least a 10x out of this would be crazy, right? Obviously, there are other coins that are doing way more than 10x, but who knows? Let's talk about Bitcoin, guys, because I promised you in the beginning of the video that there is a little bit of a new Bitcoin pattern. So we are still waiting for our cup and handle breakout. I think it's still in the cards, given that we have not been trickling down too much. But what we have is actually this falling wedge. And this falling wedge is on the cusp of a breakout. I mean, you see this? We didn't have this in before. I drew this in yesterday or the day before. But you see this falling wedge, and actually yesterday we have been testing back to the exact bottom line here of this, and now it seems we are breaking out of it. So there could be a violent and volatile move to the upside for Bitcoin. Could be, I'm saying. Let's go into the 4 hourly. Not even there we see it. I just want to show you this back test here, but here you see it, right? The back test and then the test up, and it seems to be going out right now. So yeah, that seems to be happening right now. You see this falling wedge was in play basically since like the whole July, and now it seems to be breaking out. It seems to be, but we are not sure yet. We don't have confirmation yet, but it could be breaking out just in time. Now, the other thing that I want to show you is, let's go back into the daily for Bitcoin. Obviously, we have our cup and handle pattern. We still have our $46,000 target for the next big breakout. But what I want to show you is an indicator, and if we put the Bollinger Bands. So if we put the Bollinger Bands on this, you have so what are the Bollinger Bands? The Bollinger Bands are a standard deviation from this, I think it's a 20-day SMA, so standard moving average. So you have a deviation here from that, and usually many traders are using the Bollinger Bands to basically say if you are always trending on the lower end of the Bollinger Bands, you are probably oversold. And if you are, so most of the action is in this the lower segment of the bands, and if you have most of the actions in the upper part of the band, you're probably overbought. So that's the first clue, right? So here it would have said, hey, look, you are starting to be overbought, and from there it corrected. And now we are always here, so we might, together with this breakout, we are having oversold here, and it says now, hey, you could be breaking out in and breaching the upper bands. So that's the one thing that it tells us, right? The other thing is that that we are very narrow in these Bollinger Bands, and usually when we are very narrow, we get a violent breakout to either one side, right? So here, for example, they have narrowed a little bit more, and then we had a big breakout. Now, what is crazy and why I'm pulling these up is that if you measure them with, like, you take a little measuring and you go through all of the Bollinger Bands of the last, I don't know where, you can play this little game, it cannot touch. You basically never had, oops, it's a little bit difficult because either you cannot see everything or you cannot maneuver, but you never had until here, maybe until here, but you almost never had the Bollinger Bands so narrow, right? So here we see, this was the breakout of our bear market, and you see it right here, that we had this very narrow Bollinger Bands, and then we had a violent breakout to the upside. So this implies to me, it's only one of many indicators, but it implies to me that probably we are going to have a pretty violent move here soon for Bitcoin. And what could that look like if we from this wedge? It would actually send us to backtest this upper head resistance line for the broader cup and handle pattern. So that is what I'm waiting for. So obviously I know we have been waiting to break this, and we didn't, we failed. Now we could be coming up to actually break this this mega cup and handle pattern that should give us or run us up in the next weeks and months to $46,000 per coin. And we will see if this breakout happens. We will monitor it. We will be back obviously in the next days every morning if I can make it, and analyze the situation. So guys, if you like this, smash the like button, please. If you like this analysis of the Bitcoin price so far, then please smash up the like button. Let's look also at the DXY, because we haven't looked at it at all in the last days, obviously in the last week, because I wasn't online. But the most crucial takeaway is we are in a downtrend for the DXY, and that's good for risk on assets. And you see here, even though we have pumped, we are failing to put in another high here, which would imply a turnaround. We have seen this this mark up in the dollar once again, because of the Fed rate hike, obviously, because of some uncertainties, because of the Japanese economy crisis that we had been seeing, where people were fleeing the currency, obviously. But overall, this is the trend still, so we can continue to being bullish on the overall crypto market, which in itself is risk on, right? But yeah, maybe we can, yeah, it's not very clean, but I mean, we have really a trend here, right? So this red arrow stays as it is, because that was when we had the previous trend, and we did break it to the upside, but it seems that we are failing to put in higher highs. So maybe we can move this now just as a trend indicator. This is where the trend goes, and the macro, even the macro trend is this, and that is, the trend is down, and that is when we had our bear market bottom. So yeah, we're just waiting. We're just waiting to basically have a collapse of this range, a total collapse out of this range. We had one attempt, a little bit of fake out here, but if that DXY collapses, you know what's going on. We are going to rally hard. Also, something that we have been observing and came true exactly as we said here on this channel is the Bitcoin dominance. For now, at least, it came true, because we said that when this was correcting a little bit, that it would come close or to the trend line and pump from there. You see, it didn't touch quite the trend line, so there's still a chance that we come back down to the sub 50% Bitcoin dominance. But then I think when Bitcoin rallies, we should be shooting up higher, maybe to 55% Bitcoin dominance. I think that could be happening. So it is just interesting, because when this happened, we had our altcoin rallies. When this happens, we are going to see altcoins bleed. So for me, this is the time where I accumulate more Bitcoin, obviously, and then when this is happening and altcoins bleed, I'll buy some more altcoins. So probably I'm moving a little bit more into Bitcoin right now, but yeah, that's only me, not you. You do your own decisions, and we are going to see what's going on. Smarty Pen says, what's up? What's up, my man? I hope you enjoy the live stream so far. I hope you enjoy Ekomi and Vivi. We are going to talk about it in a second. But yeah, total altcoin market cap also. I mean, this is a little bit in a squeeze here. So also here we are seeing some kind of a wedge. Yeah, I'm not too sure. So this looks a little bit clumsy, everything. So probably we can, yeah, we'll just leave this in these support lines here, even though it looks a little bit weird. That's just because I'm not quite certain where this is leading to. But yeah, this is more or less what I'm looking at the moment. Oops. Yeah, also some squeeze before a breakout maybe. Yeah, where would this breakout be? Somewhere around March next year. Yeah, but we're observing the altcoin market cap as well. Nothing to say there. And we have to observe Ekomi also. So Ekomi is in this weird sideways box. Yeah, Marty asks, so quickly addressing this, Marty asks, so cup and handle pattern is bullish or bearish? I got mixed up, sorry. Moving back, cup and handle pattern is usually a bullish one. So the target is to the upside. It is a it is a valley pattern. It is usually you say choppy mountains are bearish, right? Like here, and valleys forming are bullish. You could also say it's somewhat, so the same interpretation of a cup and handle pattern. And why is this not painting right now? Just let me show this to you. So the same interpretation of a cup and handle pattern is also basically an ascending triangle where you have a neckline and then valleys forming, boom, and then breakout, right? So that's basically what this is. It's just that many of these ascending triangles, they're looking like cups and handles, because you have such a mega accumulation phase, and then you have one more drawdown and then probably some tests and then you move back up. It's basically this is interesting. Let me move to some. So basically the cup and handle pattern is the inverse of a mountain range where you usually look like this, right? If you see this, if you basically have your cup here, your handle here, and then some trying to stay above, and then you just fall out. You see this usually before a bigger collapse. You see some of these mountain ranges, and basically the same as a cup, a handle, some tests, and then boom, right? So yeah, we will see. I mean, I'm not the pro trader here. I'm just sharing my opinions and my views on this. So yeah, research this on your own. But this is what I observed, right? So yeah, so for example here, I think you can, yeah, here it's more like a bearish. This is also like head and shoulders that we had here, and then the same invert. So the head and shoulders led to a massive collapse, and then the inverse, or actually here also right shoulder, head, left, the other shoulder, and then the inverse basically leads to a pump, right? But right now that's what I'm seeing. So bullish pattern, Marty. Oh, sorry, that was too far, but we are going to talk about this. So we're still in this box. And this box, I mean, it can continue. What we had seen is this wedge, and actually we had a reaction out of this wedge. So like this, but the Ekomi token is so heavily manipulated on so little exchanges, and also without any bigger news, and then also with the whole Reese thing, that we just don't know what's going to happen, right? Because it looks, to be honest, the Ekomi token looks here, right? It looks as if there is a sell wall where we are being played into, right? Because look at this, everything that goes out of this box is immediately sold into, right? And then if you look down here at the volume, there is no breakout volume, right? So if you look at this, so if you look at the volume here where this breakout happened, there is nothing to see. Like, this was more bullish than this from a volume perspective. This is on the weekly, right? On the daily. Same picture on the weekly. If you're looking at the volume here, this was bull market volume, this is bear market volume, and one more thing that I don't like too much for now, at least, is that the stochastic RSI is showing in the weekly that we have, yeah, basically we have a momentum switch probably sooner or later, that to the downside. That doesn't have to mean that we're putting in new lows, but it could mean that we are forming a prolonged bottom for the next months, which obviously some people claim that they are liking because they want to accumulate more of Ekomi. For me, it's still, you know, I have 2.12 million at the moment. I'm looking at buying another million or so just to have 3 million, but as I outlined before in my videos, it's nothing where I want to allocate more than a couple of % of my portfolio at the moment, just given the problematic history of this happening, right? So bullish news, sell off. Bullish news, mega sell wall. Bullish news, relief rally. Bullish news, relief rally. Bullish news, relief rally. Bullish news, relief rally. So, and this is even in the weekly. The drama repeated massively in waves, right? And every time people got bullish on Ekomi, they got dumped on. And now we don't know yet. Actually, we have to see, is this the longest sideways phase that we had? Because here, look at this, in this phase we also had it for 175 days, and now let's see, where is the, yeah, there it is. So this one was 98 days, and this sideways phase now is roughly 119 days. So it's not as long as this one, where people also thought the bottom is in. So yeah, be very careful with the Ekomi token. I'm definitely not going to allocate all of my funds into the Ekomi token, even though that in the future, with a smaller chance, people are going to become a billionaire because of that, that have now hundreds of millions of OMIs. I'm not going to do that. And as I said before, I strongly believe that here, that this is a big sell wall. And yeah, I don't know, maybe there is a purchase wall on there, I don't know, but here is a lot of selling going on, as we see. And what we also see is that the volume is not largely green, it's still mixed, so we have to see. Anyways, that's it for the Ekomi token. Let's talk about Cryptoys, because Cryptoys has been announcing a weird drop. And the weird drop is Yoda, apparently. And they are saying, calling all Star Wars fans, Yoda in the true digital toy form is heading to the Cryptoyverse. As a thank you to some of you, our most passionate collectors, this limited edition digital toy will be airdropped as a gift to set holders of our Star Wars Volume 1 line. Here's how it works. And then you see it here. Basically, you need to have, and by the way, guys, before anyone thinks something, I'm not sponsored by Cryptoys at all. In fact, I will outline also the problematic point here, why this is so problematic here, this set, right? So, how to receive a Yoda. So you need to have all of these collectibles that are outlined here. So you need Anakin, you need Darth Vader in the several forms, and so on. And then you can get a Yoda airdrop. And this airdrop is going to be dropped at 31st of October at 12 p.m. Now that also means that if Vivi drops Yoda before that date, the first appearance will be on Vivi. It also has another big problem here. So in order to get these, there is no secondary market to purchase these from, right? So Cryptoys, you have to open boxes, and you have to get every of these out of these $40 boxes. So you have to at least buy, for, if you're really, really lucky, like the biggest luck of all world, you have to buy 12 for this Yoda, for the Yoda Grail. And for the Ultra Grail, you need to have even more, right? So what you have to do is you have to at least buy 12 times $40 of boxes to get the Yoda on Cryptoys. That's obviously bullshit, right? Because, I mean, what are the odds of pulling all of these in the first run? Someone reported of a guy that has already purchased 150 of these and still has not gotten the full set. So pretty crazy, right? Yeah. So that is where people are a little bit mad about this Cryptoys drop. But yeah, and then also people are a little bit worried about obviously having this first appearance going to Cryptoys. Yeah, I think first of all, it can still come to Vivi. There are still 2 months left. Secondly, yeah, I think this Yoda, may it be the first appearance, it doesn't matter. It's good for the market if there is first appearances on other apps where other people can discover digital collecting, digital collectibles in other apps, because if they are searching for the other characters and where the first appearances are, they will find out about first appearance of Luke Skywalker, of Darth Vader, of 3CPO and R2, of the lightsabers and so on Vivi. And if this market in general grows, this door works in the two ways. So if Cryptoys is making a good deal here. That is good. And if they survive and if people don't lose as much money on cryptos, that's even better for the entire industry. Yeah, that's basically what I think. So let's talk about whale activity, because that was the topic of the stream. Let's just refresh here quickly. I hope it's still there, by the way. But yeah, let's just wait until the data refreshes, and then we have our up-to-date data here, and there we go. So there has been an accumulation going on by a whale that actually flipped Dr. Profit. So I have talked briefly in the past video about this. Let me just drag you to the side and me out of the picture so you can see it. So here we go. So we see this wallet here on the top has purchased 3,368 collectibles. It was more than 3,500 before, but some of this was already more than 7 days ago. So this is only the 7-day window until the 7th of August. So today is the 8th already. But this is until yesterday, all the accumulation. So we see here a net accumulation of 3,368 collectibles, mostly low priced comics, but still this guy is the first one with 18,000 collectibles, no matter what the actual value of the collectibles is. And Dr. Profit is sitting here in the second spot, already 600 collectibles behind, with a net purchase of 3 collectibles. And then we see here also that the other whales are still accumulating slowly. So 3, 7, 14, 15, 29, 83, and then we have a -2, 19, 36, 33 to 36. And then we have something that we have been observing all the time already. This whale was over 11,000 collectibles, and he is loading off massive amounts of low value collectibles that he has stacked, and is now down to 7,000 collectibles. He is still minting. He is still purchasing. So you see here 266 purchases and 1,111 sales, leading up to a net of -844. He's still selling more than he's buying. My theory is, from looking at metadata, that he is rebalancing and also flipping, that he is loading off these low value collectibles into the market to acquire other stuff. And so far it seems like this. He doesn't seem to care about these leaderboards as some others do. So he's now down to place 15th, coming from somewhere at 8 or 7. But it also means that one of the bigger whales here with 10,000 has dropped out, bringing us down to 8 whales. So the top 10 is close to, so there are 4 players that are close to the 10,000 collectibles mark at the moment. But yeah, we will see how it is going. So in my opinion, very interesting to see these moves, and we haven't seen such big moves in the past weeks and months. So this is an indicator to me that things are coming into motion, that we are seeing increased activity. We see it also here. So the last in the 100s, they are still stacking up collectibles in the sub 100 range. But overall, yeah, there is a lot of activity going on, especially here in the absolute tops, as we see. And obviously this is something unseen since weeks and months. So what do you guys think about this whale activity? Is this nothing burger, or is this big news? Let's also look at the Mutascan quickly at Vivi. What we saw is that actually we had some increased wallet activity or new wallets So we were coming from these here from San Diego Comic Con. We lost some wallets from probably the ones that are always purchasing and then selling. But then we had a spike up with the, I think it was with the Little Prince drop, maybe on August 3rd, or before that, maybe with the Elsa drop. So we had 300, what is that? 300, around about 300 new wallets. And now it's staying at this level more or less. Lost a couple of wallets, obviously, again, as we always do. But now it's staying at this level. So 300, once again, 300 more wallets, potential new users. Let's say that some of them are genuine, some of them are honest. You see the potential of super scarce collectibles like the collectibles of the secret rare comics and so on. So I'm not advertising it, but it's just part of my strategy to focus on collectibles where only a couple of new users already mean a big deal. So obviously you need them also to really buy this or have an interest in that. But I think if you have 300 new wallets, let's say only 20 of those are interested in buying secret rare comics, then you already have yourself some competition there. Let me just quickly pull up my collection here so that I can show you what I purchased. So there we go. So my last purchases, I mean, you know it, this 233 Hulk. I have this 59 stamp. I got this on the drop. Then I have the Excelsior Stan Lee that I got on the drop. And I got on the drop also Ralph and Elsa in regular mints, somewhere to the lower side even of the mint, so not as crazy. And then I bought a bunch of comics. Actually, let me see. Yeah, I bought a bunch of comics. So I bought some of the Invincible Iron Man. I bought a Secret Invasion because it was so low in price. I bought this 496 mint ultra rare Captain America comic. I think there's only like 375 of those. I got this on the drop, so not too happy with my drop luck there. I bought a rare, and I bought the secret rare, also 560 mint of the Incredible Hulk 418, because there's only 188 of those, and the floor was even, I think now the floor is at 55, and I bought this, or at 57, I bought this at 55 gems, the 560 mint. It's the second lowest mint on the market, I think. And then I bought two of the commons for under 2 gems. There's only 4,000 of those. Hey Omicron, what's going on? Glad to have you here, even if you're only short popping on. Guys, smash the like button if you appreciate also the transparency here of the collection. And yesterday I bought the Fantastic Four number 2 ultra rare variant cover, which I like the colors of. So yeah, that is going on for sure. So yeah, overall, I have been accumulating actually a little bit of collect. So you see here, I have 139 collectibles and 384 comics. So I'm heading to 400 comics. I think it won't take a long time to get 16 more comics because the market prices are just juicy. And since we're in an accumulation phase, in my opinion, I will just keep accumulating and see what's coming out. And if nothing's ever coming out of that, that's also fine. Then I have a loss in my books. But I mean, the upside is so juicy that I can really not withstand in buying some of these super scarce collectibles. Actually, let's look at my comics here. So yeah, there you see it. I mean, I can be fully transparent. The comics are worth around almost 4,000, almost 5,000 gems, so not too big of a deal. in comparison to what others have. And yeah, let's just look at the secret rares. So this is my secret rare collection that I stacked so far. Some of them pretty scarce, some of them low mint. I mean, this one is very scarce. I really like this one. I want to see how this one develops over time. This one is a low mint. This one is a low mint. These ones, this is golden age, and this one is very valuable in the real life. So yeah, I have that one. Then some of these, another low mint. This one is my most valuable one, I think, Journey into Mystery. And then this one is, here you see it, this one is average value, but this one here, I think it's worth 450 gems at the moment in the market. So Journey into Mystery 85, pretty good. I really love the white background covers. So I have some of the other ones that I purchased when I thought the price was low, and I think they are more or less on even territory at the moment. And no doubles just yet. I really need to double, but then I always find another secret rare comic that I really love, so I always buy a new cover. But how many do I have here? That's 5 each row, so I have 15 secret rare comics for the moment. So I mean, it's not an impressive collection, but maybe it's a good collection for the next bull run. But it's going, if I don't start doubling some of them, it's going to be really hard to let them go, or to let some go in the next bull run, right? So yeah, it also depends on the value. But this one, I'm really emotionally attached to the Journey into Mystery, and also to these. So yeah, I'm looking forward to how they developed, and I really love the cover, so I am emotionally attached. When this came out, this was like 600 gems, and now it's 60 gems or so, or 70. I thought I will never be able to have this, and now many of these secret rares are just at prices where it's easier to get them. So from time to time I add another cover to my collection, but really I have to get the doubles of these here to be able to let go of one of them and keep the other one. But I mean, imagine what is happening. Imagine what's happening if I say I need double of, let's say, of this Hulk, right? There's only 188, and if I buy 2 and everyone who also wants to take some profits in the bull run buys 2, then there's not so many of these left over, right? I mean, there are so many right now in the markets. In the market, you can go everywhere in these comics and find nice covers. I mean, for example, you go into this Captain America, you have this cover here, and then you have a couple of listings at 49 gems. And I think this comic, what is the rarity of this one? Can I see this? 10,000 total of the comic. So this secret rare has 225 total. I think that's it. 225, 250 total? No. Yeah, it's 250 total at 10,000, I think. Yeah. So yeah, that's why it's sitting so low. And then today we'll be having the Fantastic Four comic drop. I think it's today at 5 p.m. So I'm probably going to go for this one in the hopes that I hit one of these covers here, rare to secret rare. We would see. In the last 10 drops or so, I only hit uncommon and common, so it's time for me to be lucky again. Will you be going for this drop though? That's the big question. Anyways, guys, I think that's it for today. I hope you liked today's live stream. I hope you liked the analysis today. Please smash up the like button if you did. That would help me quite a bit. Also consider becoming a channel member. Consider subscribing if you haven't yet. Consider ticking the bell to be always part of the Crypto Morning Coffee. I thank you all. And by the way, Nico, hey, I didn't welcome you to the stream, but we are already at the end. So guys, on your way out to make sure to hit at least the like button. That's the most important one. Also make sure to have your coffee in the morning. Not financial or medical or whatever advice. I'm glad to be back to having this crypto morning coffee. But yeah, with that, guys, wherever you are on the world, have yourselves a great morning, evening, day, night, or afternoon. And I see you in the next live stream, crypto morning coffee, or video or short or whatever I'm putting out